Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. I'm here on the porch and I want to talk about something which I just is constantly present for us as musicians, which is this: something is always out of reach. Well, thanks for sticking with me. I like to do porch talks, every so often. And as it happens this week, I'll be taking a little family vacation. So you may see fewer videos. I don't know. I'll try to record a few ahead of time. We'll see. I love doing the shorts that I'm doing. In the meantime, just let me say thank you to my subscribers and to any of you who might be watching really for the first time. What we try to do here on this channel is essentially a kind of music theory, but it's a kind of music theory which I hope is immediately useful, is just really natural, and is a direct outgrowth of like what we do as musicians on a day-to-day basis. And that means theory for producers, some keyboard tips for people just learning how to play and manage the keyboard, and all those basic things which we need as foundations for our musical practice. Well, the foundation of musical practice isn't just gear and chords and melodies, timbres, great synthesizers. The best part of music takes place in our imaginations. Music takes place largely in our minds. And the goal of musical practice is to make real the imaginative possibilities, the creative impulses, that we're feeling. But I guess the truth of it is, for most of us making music on a regular basis, is that a lot of that will be actually out of reach. It's possible that most of it will be out of reach. It's not just that it takes forever to learn how to play a scale. It's not just that it's hard to get all the gear we want. But rather, there's always something that's unattainable. And my position is, something always has to be out of reach. The idea of having some sort of yardstick to measure my creative life with is important for me. And I mostly have had both mentors and heroes, idols, if you will, at whom I've sort of targeted my practice and, against which I measured myself. Those mentors, targets, icons, gods of music, so to speak, may have been, common practice composers who everyone knows, or just, my local sort of guitar hero crush of the moment. I look at some musicians and I think, how can they do that? How can she sing and play that way at the same time? How can he manage that amazing guitar lead? How can they write that beat? I don't know the answer to a lot of those questions as I sort of experience other musicians, And so I just kind of like stick to my own practice and try to keep moving forward. And the idea that there's a place where I am and there's a place that's farther out has turned out to be a really, really important reality for me in my growth as a musician, and also in my growth as a teacher, because of course I am, among other things, a teacher, and it's super important to empathize with the challenges that my students face. Students are always going to be experiencing the doubt and sometimes crippling self-criticism of the knowledge that they're not where they want to be. But something always has to be out of reach. I had a teacher who's put it this way to me, because this happens in jazz circles all the time. It's a fairly competitive environment, certain, pickup concerts and club dates where you're playing on the stand with folks who you maybe don't even know that well, can be kind of competitive. You're essentially having a cutting session where you're, trying to one up the player next to you, which is, by the way, not the way music actually works. It's not a race. This one teacher said to me, there's always a bigger kid on the block. In sports, there's going to be someone who's going to beat you. In music, there's always going to be a player who can play the scale faster, who has a better ear, who is perhaps more creative in ways which, I might wish to be. There's always something out of reach. Here's what'll set you apart and what I strive for. A kind of a self-compassionate, stubborn tenacity. The mule-headed commitment to just going forward day by day and making things happen. I've had a number of really amazing students, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to name drop one, because this is something that one of my students said to me after the release of his first album. So my student Gerald has a very successful career as the rapper G-Eazy. Over the years, he got, better as a keyboard player, but when I gave him a kind of a trial copy of Reason and he started making beats, that's when things exploded for him, right? Making beats turned out to be the thing that made the difference for him. And what he said to me on the release of his first album, maybe I can find a picture of him, he came by that day, was, what's the difference? What's the difference between me and the other kids in, my college music production program? Is that I make a couple of beats every day. I make a couple of beats every day. And after a year, I've got 700 beats, 1,000 beats. One or two of them are going to be good. Keep at it in a way that is absurd. Keep at it in a way that's deep. Keep at it in a way that doesn't make sense to kind of anybody else but you. How do you get good? Be bad. What do you work on when you're working? You work on the thing you suck at. There's always something out of reach, and there always should be. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe and ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. Keep at it. I'll see you next time.